everyone. My name is Annie Willison, and this is Fueling Up with Father. And today I have with me
Father Andrew Ayers. I am pastor of St. Joseph in Wright, St. Catherine in Ravenna, and St. Francis Xavier in Conklin.
the mouthful.
Yes, a big mouthful.
AKA the cluster.
Yes. Our branding is our cluster of
Our
Catholic
cluster.
churches.
Yes.
So we have to just call it the cluster.
Where did that come from? Because I feel like
That
that's
was
pretty
before me.
universally accepted too.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, I'm going up to the cluster.
Yeah, and there's lots of other clusters
Yes,
of parishes. But
exactly. Somehow you just put your
we put it
the
on
parishes put the stamp on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We've claimed it. So that's what we call it. We're
Okay.
three little parishes. Together, we're almost the size of a city parish.
Perfect.
So in terms of how many families. So
That's nice though. Very cute country churches.
yes.
So you're also with Divine Providence
Yep,
Academy?
Divine Providence. It's the school shared by the parishes.
Yes. How do you like being a school pastor?
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a small school, so we are a micro school. So we have our own curriculum. We call it WINGS. WINGS stands for things. I can't remember exactly right now. I should. That's really bad.
That's okay. We won't tell anyone.
Yes. Anyway, but we're designed to be a tiny school. So we're called a micro school.
Okay.
K through 8. We've had 63 students this school year. We're finishing up. And we just combine classrooms. And so one teacher, like when I first arrived, 4th through 8th grade was in the same classroom.
Oh, wow.
But it just means very individual education. If a kid starts falling behind, then he or she gets pulled out and taught more specially. But our kids do really, really well. I'm really, really proud of our school. But then also because it's small, I kind of know who our kids are.
Yeah.
I hear confessions in the school for the middle school every month.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Sometimes it kind of falls off, but I try to do adoration with the school every month where I walk them through St. Ignatius's Examen, which is a good way of praying. Try to teach them how to pray. I mean, it's been a beautiful time. I really, really love our school.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I feel like that's a cool, unique model that you don't see as much, too.
Yeah, there's about 100 schools in the country.
Oh, wow.
Usually
That's even smaller than I thought.
That are trying to copy our model.
Oh.
So, yep.
There you go.
This is St. Joseph's celebrating 175 years this year.
Oh, that's right. You guys have the big anniversary this year.
Yeah. Yep. So
What's your party plans?
October 18th, we'll have a big Oktoberfest.
Oh, fun. Is that every year or special for this?
Well, it might be every year. I don't know.
Depends on how this goes.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
We used to stop at St. Francis first.
That's right. Okay. I do like St. Francis. I was there once.
It's a pretty little church.
It is. I'm sure it's very peaceful out here. Is it just...
It is. I'm happy to
serene?
live across the street from the tavern, though, because there's noise, and I'm such a city slicker.
Oh, okay.
So-
Because you grew up in Chicago, right?
I was born in Chicago, but raised in Grand Rapids. We moved when I was 4.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
And your mom babysat me
That's right.
when I was a small child. That was such a crazy connection.
Do you remember that?
I do remember Bible study, and when your mom said that, I was like, oh my gosh, yes. And I went home and I told my mom, she's like, she was the best babysitter we had, blah, because she watched the kids at the Bible study.
Yep.
Because you were probably, I don't know, were you in high school?
No, I think I was a junior when she stopped.
When
She did it for a long time.
She did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a whole generation of IHM kids that she took care of.
Yeah. Are these little apple trees?
Oh, yeah. These were planted when I first arrived.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wow. It's growing up with you then.
I know how long I've been here for.
How many years have you been at
5.
Cluster
Almost 5.
Parishes? Okay. It is very pretty out here. What's been your favorite part of being at the cluster parishes?
They are very good to me, and admittedly, that's not the only reason why I love it here, but it's very fun to have a school. It's also very fun to just see growth. And to see mass attendance go up and to see conversion happening. I love funerals, and there's a lot of funerals out here. So.
Okay, so why do you love funerals?
I love funerals.
Is this?
This is St. Francis, yep.
Francis, right?
Yep. A time when people are in a kind of a vulnerable place, so they're kind of ready to listen, and you learn more about people after they've died because people do a lot of reflecting.
Yeah.
And so you kind of get to know someone even though they've died. And,
Yes.
it's a beautiful cemetery.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does St. Catherine's have a cemetery too?
Yep, all 3 of them do.
Oh, wow.
And I love that we process right out of the funeral and everyone comes and we just go right to the graveside.
That is
And
really
we did a
cool.
committal. And so, and the bells are ringing, slowly tolling. And
that's really cool. I feel like a lot of priests love funerals.
Yeah, a lot of us do.
Which is so interesting.
Because, they're, I guess we just have a different perspective on death. Talking about the resurrection so much. And,
Yeah.
And then the other thing is in these parishes, everyone, I talked about this on Easter, everyone who's gone to Mass every Sunday and prayed every day, they all have happy deaths. So they're always ready. And it's a great generation that has a very deep faith.
Yeah.
The other thing is I just think that for the church it's good to lead with that because it's like, do you want to not be afraid of death anymore? Then go to Mass every Sunday, pray the rosary every day.
True.
And you won't be afraid anymore.
Yeah. It is crazy how simple things are. You know, we tend
really
to overcomplicate it.
Yep.
But it is just like, if you do these things simply, that's all it has to be.
Yep. You will know the Lord when you meet him.
Yeah.
It won't be a big surprise.
That my grandma passed away like a little over a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And one last thing she told me, she was like, just keep the commandments. And I was like,
oh, great.
Oh, easy, Grandma. I was like, okay.
Very good advice, though.
What's your vocation story?
Yeah, so my family became Catholic when I was, well, my dad in 1999, my mom in 2000, and then us kids were brought in 2001.
Oh, okay.
So us kids had to be baptized at Easter Vigil, which was awesome.
Oh.
So I still remember my baptism.
That's so cool.
It's something I very much wanted to do. So left.
Because you were how old at that point?
I was 8 when I was baptized.
Okay.
I'm the youngest of 3.
Okay.
My sister's 10 years older than me. My brother's about 7 years older than me.
Okay.
So I grew up in kind of a hippie part of town, which is fun.
Yes. Kind of East Town area, hipster.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Uh-huh.
By the way, before I continue, we're looking at what used to be the convent, now is the parish offices, and then that's our campus of Divine Providence here. So we have 2 campuses.
So what order?
So here is the first an order, something like the Sisters of Charity from Cincinnati were here. Never, I don't think at any other parish in our diocese.
Okay.
And they founded it and they were here for like 5 years, and then the Dominicans came, as faithfully served so many.
Yes.
So many schools.
Got that my microphone was attached to the seatbelt.
Oh.
Wait, where did that go?
That makes
This is
sense.
just the reality of it.
Yeah. It's like a liturgy. It's gritty. It's not a play, you know.
It's gritty.
It's reality.
Exactly.
It's reality.
Yes, exactly. That's what it is.
More-
The Dominicans were here.
Yes.
And
That's
then,
correct.
so then did they teach at the school, I'm assuming?
Yeah. They were here till like 2010 or something. It's pretty recent.
Oh, wow, that is actually really recent.
Yeah. All right, continuing my vocation story.
Yes.
So yes, I very much wanted to be a priest. I actually wanted to be a cardinal because I had the best color, because I loved red.
Red's your favorite.
Red's
is
my
it still your favorite color?
Yes.
Okay.
But I would not want to be a cardinal.
You've changed your mind on that?
Oh, very much so. Yeah.
How come? Any reason?
I should say I was just in Rome right before the conclave.
Yes.
And we were staying at the same house as one of the cardinals.
Wow.
And I'd be, on the roof terrace snoring or something, and then I'd wake up and I'd see what he was doing, and he was like studying cardinals to think about who to vote for, and I'm thinking, I'm glad I don't have to think about that stuff.
You don't envy that.
No.
Yeah.
Those are pretty heavy decisions to have to make.
That is.
Then, growing older, I never stopped wanting to be a priest. I didn't know that it was my vocation until I got to seminary. So seminary, one lives the life of a priest as best as possible without being a priest. So the prayer regimen, learning about oneself, being discerned also by the church. So it's kind of like a dating relationship in a way with the church, because I'm figuring out if this is for me, and then they've got to deal with me for the rest of my life. So they can say no.
Right.
And then being accepted by the church and being chosen by the church was just a huge deal. So by our vocations director and the bishop and going to seminary and being accepted to the seminary, even though they know all my faults. It's just a beautiful thing to still be chosen. And it was also a wonderful thing to realize I'm not going to be perfect when I'm a priest. I don't have to have everything figured out.
Yeah.
I just need to know the tools to continue to grow into holiness and that kind of thing. Yeah, so to have been chosen, that's really the vocation story, is to be called by the church, or in my case, to have that affirmed.
Yeah.
It's a really huge deal.
Do you have one moment that really sunk in for you?
Well, I don't know if there's one moment, but I just remember that by the time of the morning of my diaconate ordination, I was just very convinced this is my vocation, this is what I'm called to do. I was very happy in that, and it was just a very, very calm and thing to do. And then it was kind of funny because in the couple weeks before my priesthood ordination, I was kind of panicking a little bit. I don't know why. I was just very giddy and nervous, and one does not hear confessions before ordinations, so I had no idea what I always knew I really have no idea what I'm getting into until I'm ordained.
Right.
But then the morning of my ordination was like any other day. Like, I woke up, I polished my shoes, I went to mass, and then I left as a priest. And it was just the most matter of fact, like, this is what I should be doing, but I didn't even have to overthink anything.
Yeah.
It's like very calm on the day of my ordination. Just, here I am. And then afterwards, I just remember driving around in the car saying, I'm a priest. I got to get that into my head. I'm a priest now. And it'd be a really bad day to hit a pedestrian, so don't hit a pedestrian.
Right. But now you can give last rites if you do.
Exactly, so. I suppose so, yeah. It would really ruin this beautiful day.
Right. It would kind of be a mood killer, but you could provide the sacraments if needed.
I suppose so.
There's got to be some like spiritual warfare kind of things leading up to your ordination date.
Definitely. And I knew that was normal, so that was also like I kind of took it in stride. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm panicking, but that's just what one does. So
right.
It's okay.
I feel like everyone does this, like, before you get married, before you become a priest, like, anytime, like, those jitters just come.
Yeah. By the way, if people hear me say Ravenna and they don't know what I'm talking about, in Michigan we say Ravenna. I just don't remember. Ravenna. I think
I've always called it Ravenna.
You've always called it Ravenna?
Yeah. But I didn't really know about Ravenna until I stepped into the job.
I didn't know about it until I was a priest either. It's
my geography skills have gone up significantly in West Michigan.
I'm still not sure where I live. I mean, Wright's they're all great communities, but if you're driving through Wright, if you blink, you'll miss it.
Okay, so hobbies.
Hobbies.
What are your hobbies?
Well, since I become a priest, the main thing I do as a hobby is read novels.
Okay. Was that not a thing before you became a priest?
No, it was, but now I just always make sure to have a book going.
Okay.
And then on a day off, what I like to do is go to a coffee shop and just buy tea all day and snacks and lunch and just read for like 6 hours.
That's
kind of
very nice. Do you have go-to coffee shops? Or are they secrets?
Different coffee shops serve different purposes.
Oh.
So, like, I go to Roots to check my email and to do some, like, work. It's kind of like my work coffee shop.
Okay.
There's one place I'll keep a secret on Saturday mornings that is absolutely silent, and they don't even play music, and they have really good food. And if I got to get a homily written, I go there.
And that one has to be a secret.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't go to Roots on Saturdays because I gotta write a homily, and everybody I've ever met in my entire life is there on Saturdays.
Yes.
And there's just no getting work done.
Yeah. Yeah. You kind of have to go to Roots knowing that you're gonna be distracted at some point.
Yeah, I like this. I like being distracted. Yeah. That actually helps.
Except for when you need to not.
But if it's just distraction, that just doesn't work. So.
Right.
Wealthy Street Bakery sometimes on my days off.
Their scones.
Different places. There's a place in Lowell. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a French bakery.
Yeah.
Go to
downtown Lowell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know the one you're talking about, but I don't know the name.
Yeah.
So you really go all over. You don't really stay.
Wild Roast in Granville.
Yep.
Sometimes I get there.
Yep.
In fact, I just discovered a place that opened 2 weeks ago. Off of exit 25, which is my exit.
Okay.
I can't think of. Well, actually, they gave me a business card.
Oh, there you go.
Well, they just opened, so I might as well advertise for them.
Yeah.
Novel Pastries, it's called.
Oh.
So, there's also a beef jerky place in the same building. So
Really?
yeah, I got a scone there yesterday, but I haven't sat down there yet. Another thing I like to do, but I just haven't had the time because I've really been wanting to get back into it, is to design buildings. So I love architecture.
Really?
I'm not trained or anything. I just like the art.
To do it.
I just like the art.
Huh. So do you like draw them, or do you use like some sort of like computer program? Like,
I hand draw everything, and
Wow.
I do like the floor plans, and I do cross sections, and I do the facades, and the outside.
What piqued that interest?
I was in 5th grade.
Okay. Did you go through a phase of like wanting to be an architect?
No.
No?
I never did, but I've
Just
always...
a passion for it?
Yeah. So I used to use
That's
Microsoft
cool.
Paint to design buildings.
Oh, yeah.
I'd make
Microsoft Paint.
1 pixel equal an inch.
Yes. Uh-huh.
I think I got a sneeze coming on. Anyway.
Now you're not going to be able to sneeze.
Uh-huh.
Because you said it.
I know. I don't know. Hopefully laughing helps get rid of this. Anyway.
Would you ever one day want to like make your drawings real life? Or have you done that yet?
I haven't. One thing I've always wanted to do, but I don't know anything about it, is to design architectural models.
Uh-huh.
But I was in Rome and Paris after Easter. I was at Saint-Chapelle, which is built by St. Louis IX to house the relics of the Crown of Thorns and other relics of the Passion of Christ. And famous church. It's not a church anymore because it's in the law courts buildings of Paris, and they have a strict separation of church and state. So, but it's still a beautiful place to go. Absolutely worth going. But while I was there, I bought a paper model
That's so cool.
to put together.
You
have to cut out every single piece, and you have to score. Like, you have to do all the work yourself.
I'm sure it has to be like very precise too.
Very
I'm sure
precise.
If it's exactly one way.
Exactly. So I've got to take my time with that. So I'm hoping that that'll get me back in the groove.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. How was your time?
It was
Rome,
really,
Paris?
really, really good. It was cool to be in Rome, between popes, because
Yeah.
it was kind of interesting celebrating Mass and celebrating the Eucharistic prayer and saying neither a pope or a bishop's name because he's the Bishop of Rome.
Oh.
Then
Yeah, that's true.
I was there for the Black Smoke on the first night of the conclave, and then we left for Paris the next day. Yep. And then Paris was really neat. I saw a really beautiful thing, because France is notoriously bad in terms of church attendance for Sundays, but the every church I went to in Paris, people were praying, all ages. Somebody would just be praying at a side altar of their favorite saint and me and my travel buddy would be taking pictures and talking about the art. It wouldn't bother them at all. They were just so deep in prayer.
Wow.
I've just never seen, I've seen people, of course, pray in front of the Blessed Sacrament or light candles in front of statues, but just sitting on the floor in front of a statue of St. Anthony, for instance, is just an unusual sight, and there's all over the place.
Had you been to either place before?
Rome, but never Paris.
Okay.
I actually saw your brother in Rome.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you see
Yes,
Daniel?
I did.
Yeah, you met with the pilgrimage group from the diocese too,
that's
right?
Yep.
Yeah, because you were all there.
Mass they had.
That's so cool.
This time was nice because I didn't have to take any class, and I wasn't a poor seminarian this time, so I could afford a little more food.
What's the best thing you ate? Okay, we'll do Rome and then Paris because it's two different things.
Gosh, this is gonna be okay. There was a really cool bakery near where we stayed.
Okay,
that was awesome. And then
in Rome.
Yeah, but I also really love gyros in any country. And it's not Italian food, but
yeah, I was gonna say.
So that's why people might be outraged. But
well, to be honest, one of my favorite restaurants in Rome is a Mexican restaurant.
That's awesome.
It's called Pico's. I will die on this hill.
I believe it. I love Mexican food.
Love Mexican food. And I had a friend studying abroad with me, and her family's from Mexico. She spends most of her summers in Mexico. And she was like, this tastes just like the food in Mexico. I was like, okay, so I'm validated in loving it as much as I do.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Because it was
I wish that
authentic.
I don't think that was there when we were there.
Yeah, Pico's. It's in Trastevere, that neighborhood.
I didn't get there all the time. So
yeah.
I got there. Middle Eastern food in Rome is also really good.
Yes.
And I also had that in Paris, and it was also very good. But in Paris, on the last day, I got like beef cheek stew.
Really?
That was really good.
Was it good?
Oh yeah.
Did you get escargot while you were there?
I love escargot. I forgot to get frog legs, and I really regret that. But I love.
Oh, is that
escargot.
really popular in Paris?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
I saw a
that.
picture of it. And then I
You
just
love
forgot.
escargot?
I love escargot. It is so good.
Was it the Jubilee Year that made you want to go this year? Okay.
Exactly.
I
we were
figured.
planning this for like a year and a half or so.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of funny because there was 1 week that all the Dutch Catholic pilgrims went on like 1 week. And so it was like I think there were like, did I hear like 12,000 Dutch Catholics
Oh my gosh.
descended on Rome.
Descended on Rome.
And it was kind of cool because we were staying at a convent, the Bridgetines, and one night like 3 large Dutch Catholic families came just to have dinner at the convent, and
Oh.
all the kids were playing and having lots of fun, and then they'd sing Dutch religious music, and it was actually very moving.
Huh.
So
That's cool.
yeah, I'd say the Jubilee is a great time to go to Rome. It's busy, but it is very international. You just kind of feel like you're a part of something really big.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this city kind of belongs to me in a way. I'm a Roman
Right.
Catholic priest.
Yeah. That is so cool. I went to the opening mass for the synod
Oh,
at St. Peter's, and that I was like, oh my gosh, the church is like truly universal. I think the procession into mass took like 30 minutes with everyone coming in.
Oh,
and
that's
it just
awesome.
is so cool to see that large, just like people from everywhere, and no one spoke the same language around you when you were sitting there, and it's just a very moving thing.
yeah, a beautiful thing just to see. And then when I went to see the first night with the black smoke, there were probably 100,000, 150,000 people there just for the black smoke. Everyone knew wasn't going to be white smoke.
Right.
Yeah.
One and done would be kind of impressive.
Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it?
You're also a baseball fan.
Kinda, yeah. Well, it's
Kinda?
cultural. It's cultural.
Okay.
So, like, I was born in Chicago. My family learned to love baseball while in Chicago. I was born on the
feel like
north
it's a
side
big-
of Chicago, so grew up Cubs fans. I always call myself a non-practicing Cubs fan because
Non-practicing.
I tell everybody, oh yeah, I'm a Cubs fan, but then I don't really pay attention, and I only go to a game once a year, and then I am very excited when they're in the World Series or things. Then I
Right.
pay close attention, and I care
Right.
deeply, but
So kind of a fair weather fan. Like,
no,
not
I wouldn't
quite.
say that. I just
Because you don't switch teams.
no, yeah.
You're-
I don't care about any
You just
other
pay
team,
more
really.
attention
Yeah.
when, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
But-
that makes sense.
like in 2016, that was one of the happiest days of my life.
Yeah,
But
sure. Mm-hmm.
and now I do my duty. I take my youth group to a Cubs game every year.
Big
We
day.
visit churches and celebrate Mass, and it's kind of like a little Illinois pilgrimage. I think we're in the Heights right now, which is
Yeah. We can probably take a loop back at this point. 'Cause I realized also, I was like, yeah, we're like deep. We're like deep in Muskegon. I do have to return you at some point. Also, I was like, yeah, I've been here before, and not when I was at
Do
the
you know how to
cluster
get back?
parishes. Yeah, I think we've just been driving straight, so I'll just loop around and drive straight back the other direction. You know what? We're gonna go in the dead end, and we're gonna turn around here.
yeah. It's
Seems.
public school. Ooh.
Oh my god. Maybe we should not have gone to the dead end. Okay, well, that's our time.
Good television.
Sorry to like everyone we just made nauseous watching this video. I don't even remember what we were talking about since we hit that bottle.
I don't remember either.
Oh, the Cubs. Okay.
Oh yeah. That's right.
So how do you feel about Pope Leo?
Being a Sox fan,
Yeah,
deeply disappointed. Yes, definitely unforgivable.
definitely unforgivable. Did you see the whole thing back and forth between the two?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the
I was
drama.
so hopeful at first.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a hot take.
Italians are
They're
too
too strict about food.
Really? That is a hot take, especially when you're talking about food in general.
Yeah, I know. Maybe that
So
one
what
shouldn't be
other-
posted.
Okay, but why do you think that? Like, you must have specific examples then.
Well, just like, strict rules about how to cook pasta or that kind of
After the
thing. But
beep,
Oops.
say a shortcut and then you can...
Sorry.
you're fine. I don't like breaking pasta, but if someone wants to break their pasta before they boil it, it's like, it's what they want to do.
Do you throw your pasta at the wall to see if it's done?
I've
Have
never.
you heard of that?
I don't cook.
You don't cook?
I do not
Like,
cook. No.
at all?
I like to make an omelet. I came
Oh.
across a video of Julia Child making omelets, and what's nice about Julia Child's omelets is that they take almost no ingredients. So all you need are eggs and herbs, salt and pepper.
So how does she make an omelet?
Basically, you beat the eggs pretty well, and then
Uh-huh.
you put like a huge amount of butter on a pan.
Okay.
You get the pan really hot,
Uh-huh.
and then you shake the pan and you stir with a spoon at the same time until it's all congealed.
Okay.
One of the best words. And
Yeah.
then that takes like 10 seconds, and then you just flip the pan over and it rolls out onto a plate.
Wow.
And it becomes like the outside is more firm and the inside is more like scrambled eggs. So it basically becomes like a scrambled egg omelet. And then I noticed that when I was in Paris,
Wow.
and this is something she kind of talks about too in the video, they'll only put like diced ham or cheese, but they don't like stuff a bunch of stuff in there.
Right.
But like, I just love some herbs. It takes 10 seconds.
Huh.
So I do like that.
Is it kind of like liquidy though?
You
or
can
no?
cook it for a little bit longer to make it a
Okay.
little less liquidy, but it's good to have it not runny, but
Right.
a little light and fluffy on the
Yeah.
inside. We were talking about coffee shops earlier.
Yeah.
Other places also have duties. So like, I hate journaling, but about once a month I try to go to Anna's house to journal for about an hour.
Anna's house is your journaling spot.
One of the locations. There's lots of locations of Anna's house. So
Yeah. There you go.
that's a good breakfast.
Yeah, so overall, you're just a big breakfast guy
I am a
then.
big. It turns out, yeah. I never worded that before, but it's true.
The thing about breakfast is you can truly have it any meal of the day, and it's socially acceptable.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
And I don't think that lunch and dinner can kind of be interchangeable, but, it's not socially acceptable to eat spaghetti for breakfast. I mean, you can, and I think we all, have at some point,
Yeah.
but,
Here's a hot take.
oh,
Okay,
nah, say it.
yeah, but I don't want to pick on Italians again. But I'm not a big pasta guy. I really like gnocchi. I really like gnocchi. Gnocchi
Okay,
is awesome, but
okay. You're not a big pasta person.
and this is not really Italian, but I can't stand Alfredo sauce. I do not do Alfredo sauce.
Yeah.
I don't like how sticky it is.
Mm.
It's kind of like mac and cheese. I'm not a big.
But have you had cacio e pepe?
Yeah.
Father.
Mhm.
Really? And do you put that in the same category as like Alfredo sauce?
A little bit like carbonara.
No, carbonara is different though.
Yeah, but it's.
I
kinda
can't
like
do carbonara.
Why?
I just have texture issues with food.
I get
And
it.
so runny eggs especially is one that is just not, I can't do it. And carbonara is like an egg pasta,
Yep.
and it just does taste like an egg yolk. And so when I tried it, because I tried it in Rome, because it's especially like a Roman delicacy. Oh my gosh, I was gagging through the whole meal. I could
Yeah, I'm not a
I
huge
was
carbonara
trying
guy.
so hard to not, because you don't want to insult the restaurant, because you were saying they care a lot about their food.
Mhm.
And I was pawning it off on everyone at the dinner table with me. I was like, who wants a bite of this? Who wants a bite of this? I need to get this gone. But yeah, I can't do carbonara.
I'm like that with. Actually, it's for the same reason that I don't like mac and cheese and I don't like Alfredo sauce. I don't like sticky noodles.
Oh,
where
okay.
I don't like the sound it makes when you stir it.
The sound. So just basically any cheesy pasta.
Kind of like lumpy food.
Lumpy food?
Yeah.
Mashed potatoes too?
Mashed potatoes are okay, but I don't usually order them, but I'll eat them because I like them, but I don't order them.
Okay, yeah.
I
sure.
don't like oatmeal. I don't like. Yeah, that kind of stuff. But
My biggest food thing though is drinks. This doesn't sound this really makes it sound not appealing, but drinks with chunks in it.
oh, like bubble tea.
Bubble tea.
That's disgusting.
I can't get over I
It's
can't.
also so sweet too, and I kind of gag.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like I have to
it just shoots to the back of your throat. That is not.
Yeah, I don't like that either. Another one is lumpy yogurt. Like yogurt, I have to stir it so thoroughly
Yeah.
before and have to get all the lumps out. I love yogurt,
Yeah.
but I have to get all the lumps
Yeah.
out before I eat it. Ooh, little chunks of.
I can't deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Quick is a good place. That is great cheese curds, fried cheese curds there.
Oh.
I try to just keep fried cheese curds for solemnities.
Solemnities. That's
Like-
your solemnity treat?
Like McDonald's, yes.
Yeah. Wow.
Like McDonald's is a solemnity treat too, because it's perfect every time. But if you eat it every day, then it's probably not a good
Right
thing.
every time.
I do love McDonald's sausage egg McMuffin. That is just one of the best things known to humanity.
Wow.
That,
World traveler and still it's a sausage egg McMuffin.
So good.
What is the best piece of advice that you were ever given? Or one
I don't
of?
know. Let's see. I think the best advice is, this sounds a little bit too like a commencement address, and I hate that kind of like cheesy. But anyway,
We'll take the commencement address. It's okay.
Thanks.
We'll take it. Yeah. Now I'm
Might as well go-
intrigued.
So basically, should is a bad word because
Mm.
if, as I often say, I've said many times over the years, if like I should be doing my homework but I'm watching Netflix, I'm not going to do my homework. I'm going to watch Netflix because I don't want to.
Mm.
So to ask the Lord for the grace to want to do something makes it a lot easier.
Oh.
So, because then we just do it.
True.
We're a bundle of competing desires. So
Yeah.
if we do what we want when it's good, then it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. It's good advice.
Well, thank you.
Should is it's kind of a meaningless word.
It's just an immediate guilt trip. It doesn't inspire us to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes us feel bad.
Yeah.
Have you been to Conklin?
Yeah. Like the city of?
Yeah, the village.
I don't think so.
It's a cute little town.
Yeah.
But Conklin's, of course, famous for the shortest St. Patrick's Day parade in the world.
Really?
Yes.
In the world?
Yes.
Wow.
It starts at, I'll show you where it starts and I'll show you where it ends. So the parade starts at the stop sign,
Okay.
and then it ends at the door of the bar. That's right there.
Oh my gosh. And then everyone just feeds
And
into
there's
the
like
bar?
1,000 people that come.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
Uh-huh.
I love... Oh, yeah,
It doesn't even
Guinness
go down the whole
flags.
street. Yeah. And it's kind of
That's
funny because
hilarious.
Conklin is actually like a Dutch town.
I'm sure that is the world's smallest. And you know that it's never going to get bigger because
Yeah, they don't want it to.
it's just...
Catholic Central's
That's
marching band
become
always
iconic.
marched in it too back in the day. So when I
That's
was in the
hilarious.
marching band, we marched in it.
I'm sure this is very pretty in the fall.
Oh yeah,
What's your favorite season?
fall,
Fall?
fall
Yeah.
and winter.
Really?
Yep. I'm
You're a
the
winter
opposite of
guy?
every other person. I like sweater weather. My spirits rise in the fall and sink in the spring.
And sink in the spring.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy. My favorites are definitely summer and fall.
I don't like summer. We grew up without air conditioning, so I never slept. I think that prejudiced me against summer.
Yeah, that did it. What's your favorite holiday then? I really thought you were going to instantly say Christmas.
I like Christmas, but I also like the liturgies for Easter. Yeah, I love Easter Vigil.
Which is, yeah. I think my favorite liturgy is Holy Thursday.
Holy Thursday is very beautiful. Good Friday I've actually come to appreciate too because it's just very stark and very solemn and sad and in the best way.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
You like that? I feel like that's a very, like, priest response. Like, I feel like there's, I don't want to say dark edge to priest, but there kind of is. Like,
a
at the
fact.
same time, it's very, like,
You kinda
memento
have
mori.
a morbid
Like,
sense of humor
yeah.
sometimes, yeah.
So many priests talked to me about how they loved the movie The Godfather, that it did convince me to go and watch The Godfather.
Did you like it? I've only seen it once.
You know, I have mixed feelings about it because it is just like dark.
Mm-hmm.
And also too, I didn't know that the guy who's like on the poster, I'm blanking on his name now, but The Godfather, I didn't think he would die. Like, I was very shocked when he died in the movie. Sorry if this is a spoiler to anyone. All of a sudden, I'm like, wait, hold on.
Yeah, you gotta share it though. You can't edit that one out.
Yeah, sorry everybody. But he died. I was like, wait, what the heck is in this movie all about him? But it's not. It's about his son. And that really shocked me. Like, I thought I would generally know the plot, and I didn't.
If you want a good movie that's dark that priests like, it's I Confess with Alfred Hitchcock movie. Have you seen that?
I feel like another priest also said that to me.
That's a good movie.
I just don't know. My thing with movies is that I don't want to sit in, like, dark thoughts. You know, where, like, that make you reflect on, like, the dark things. Or,
you have to be kind of in the mood for it. It's true.
Yeah, and I don't think I'm usually
like, if you're in a really good mood, then you don't necessarily want to watch a dark movie, you know? Like,
but then also, like, doesn't it just feed your dark mood?
But I Confess is an inspiring movie. Actually.
Okay.
That's not a it's a thriller, but for any Catholic, it's a very
really?
inspiring movie. Yeah.
It's a thriller?
Yeah, because it's Alfred Hitchcock. Everything he does is
I guess it's true. Edgy. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'll give it a try.
There's my little car. My little red car.
There you go.
The only sedan in the area. That's not true. There's another one in the parking lot, I think. But
yeah.
Most people have SUVs. But if I had an SUV, I would just fill it with junk. Because I fill my little car with junk.
Oh, yeah. Where it doesn't go away. It just... gets bigger.
It's a celibate's
you
car.
grow to your size.
Yeah.
It's a celibate's car. Well,
Very
good. Thank you
wonderful.
for coming with me. This
Thank
was
you.
fun.
Pray for
All right.
us.
Will do. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Or I will.
Yeah.
Father Andrew won't.
Yeah. I'll be with you guys on the next episode.
Yeah, there you go.